Last Friday night was basically autobiographical about Katie and I. I met Katie in a thrift store in LA, and we were both broke songwriters trying to sell our clothes at a thrift store, and they of course weren't taking them because our clothes weren't cool enough then, okay? But, so we were being rejected together, and I invited her to a barbecue, and she came over to my house the next day, and we just, I mean, literally everything in that song was like something that happened, like Barbie on the barbecue, DJ passed out on the yard, like the whole thing is real. So we had a good time back in the day. This one involves Katie too, actually, but I was working with Katie on Teenage Dream, and she came into the studio. I was simultaneously working on the Britney song on Hold It Against Me, but I hadn't totally written it yet. So Katie came in like a skin-tight little dress, and I was like, damn, Katie, if I told you you had a nice body, would you hold it against me? Totally kidding. And then I was like, oh, ding, 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 and I went and wrote that song in the other room. So that song is inspired by Katy Perry's bodacious body. I wrote a song with Kesha about, it's called Supernatural. I was just like, so what's going on? Like, it feels like a love song. Like, what is this about? And she was just like, well, I had a sexual experience with a ghost. I think probably the time I was the most starstruck was when Aerosmith was making an album. And so they called me in, and I was like, this probably isn't gonna work. I'm probably not the right person for this, but I'm such a huge Steven Tyler fan, like, I'm not gonna pass this up. So I got to go hang out with Steven Tyler in his Laurel Canyon house, and he asked me to come up, and he sat down at the piano and started playing songs for me and asked me to play for him. And I was like, oh my God, like freaking out. And I sat down and I played a ballad, and he was like, Christina Aguilera, better look out. I was like, oh. And then, this was the craziest part, I'll never forget this. He asked me to put my forehead against his forehead, and then he wanted to sing in harmony. He was like, you sing ha, and I was saying ha, and I was like, okay. And then we sang for like a minute straight, and he was like, do you feel that? Do you feel the energy? I was like, yeah, I feel it, Stephen, I feel the energy. Like, oh my God. I did save Katy Perry's life. We were in Santa Barbara, working on Teenage Dream, and we all had a wild night and decided to go skinny dipping in Santa Barbara. Of course, it's February and it's freezing cold in the middle of the night, but I'm like, okay, let's do this. Okay, so we go down to the beach, we go down, and I like look over, and there's Katie just like naked in the moonlight, like on some jagged rocks. And then a huge wave came and swept her up. And I was like, Katy Perry's gonna die. I'm gonna watch Katy Perry die right now. And she just disappeared into the water, and I was like, oh my God. So I like threw down a towel to her, pulled her out. She had like cut her head, and was bleeding. It was this whole thing. And then I like bundled her up and put her to bed, and everything turned out to be okay. And then she was like, you can stay.